Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Let's listen to the plenary speakers first and then see what we can elicit from the House and from amongst a few of us. So, Dr. Phaedon, please.
Good morning in Greek. I'm very happy to be here, very happy to be with you. This is my second time in India, my second time in this place, in this facility. I would like to say a few things about myself, to introduce myself properly. I'm in the addiction field for more than 40 years. I come from Greece, from the city of Thessaloniki. I'm working for Kethia, one of the largest organizations, TC organizations in Europe. It's a national organization. The good thing about Greece is that all services are for free. Nobody pays anything to receive services concerning addiction. I am a father of 4 and a grandfather of 2. I think that these are the most important things that I can say about myself. But I would like to say something about my connection to this country. I grew up with my hero, and this is Mahatma Gandhi. So he was my hero in my adolescence years, but he still is my hero. But also I was influenced by my father, who came to India, I think 2 or 3 times. He was an official with the World Council of Churches, and he met with Indira Gandhi also. So he would come back home and he would tell my brother and myself these stories about this great nation and the great people that they live there. And now my dream has come true. I'm here, and as I said, it's my second time, and I'm here to talk about ethos, the small word that defines us. We're going to talk about ethics in the addiction field. This is a subject of today's plenary, of this first plenary. And we're going to talk about ethics more specifically in the therapeutic communities. And I'm very happy that I share this panel with 2 incredible human beings, 2 great friends of mine. You see only one, but this comes later. I will introduce him. The other one is not here. We will see him through a video. So we start with ethos, the small word that defines us. Now, being Greek, I wanted to bring some Greek culture with me. I do this often, and people who know me, they're probably bored now because I keep repeating doing this, but I think especially in India it will make sense to do such a thing. So this is Aristotle. He was born very near my hometown, and these are his principles of public speaking. First, you tell them what you will tell them. Then you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. Easy, right? So I am gonna tell you what I'm about to tell you. This is the outline. I will give you a free lesson in Greek language. Okay? So you're very fortunate. Today you might learn some Greek, and you can go home and pretend that you know the language. And then we will define ethos, what ethics means. We will talk about ethics, as I said, in the addiction field. Who are the main actors involved? Okay? And give some examples and then the conclusions. Greek beauty, not in crisis. Greece is in crisis, but not Greek beauty. So I don't know if you've seen this film. Have you? Yes. Have you seen this film? Can I see hands? My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Several of you. Thank you. It's about a Greek family in the US. Okay? So it's about a wedding that takes place there. And in that movie, there is this character, is the father of the bride, played by actor, he is dead now, he has died, Michael Constantine, great actor. And his character says that everything comes from Greece, and not all, but most words in English come from the Greek language. Okay? No. Now, I'm not there, but I'm close enough, so I'm going to prove it to you. First of all, the word philosophy, for example, okay? It comes it's a combination of two words. The word philos, which means friend or occasionally lover, and the word sophia, that means wisdom. Okay? So the friend of wisdom, the friendship of wisdom, that's philosophy. Psychiatry. We just heard from our guest, our host here. No, we're the guests, our host here. It's psyche is the soul, and iatriki is medicine. So it's the medicine of the soul. That's psychiatry. Psychology, psyche again being the soul, and logos is the word, the spoken word, or the reasoning, the reason. So it's talking the words about the soul. That's psychology. Biology, bios in Greek is life. So biology is talking about life. You see, there are many Greek words in the English language. And now we come to the word ethos, the small word that defines us. Ethos means a custom place. It means a place, custom, habit. It comes from the root of ethikos, meaning moral, showing moral character. And it is about the way we do things. It is about dignity and respectability. We cannot talk about treatment, we cannot talk about prevention when it comes to addiction without considering what our ethics are. Because this has to do with the way we go about things. It has to do with an attitude. It has to do with the dignity of the human being. It has to do with our existence. So it is very, very important. It means home, the place where we belong, a safe place. And this is the environment we want to create in treatment. We want to make people feel safe. We want to make people feel at home. That's why in many times we talk about therapeutic communities as a family, as we just did a few minutes ago. Okay? It's the feeling of being home, of being safe. So that's why we have to do whatever we do in an ethical way. That's why the concept of ethos is very, very important. Now, this is Hippocrates. Hippocrates, another Greek fellow, like Aristotle, he is the father of medicine, right? You see, I'm bragging now here, I know, okay. But you know what we say in Greece, that we gave the light to the world, and now we live in darkness. Okay, that's one point of view, but okay. Okay, at least we can be self-critical. We have this ability. Now, ophelein imi vlaptim, primum non nocere, first do no harm. That's the starting point when we talk about therapy, when we talk about treatment, when we talk about health. This is part of the Hippocratic oath that all doctors have to take universally. With holiness and purity, I will practice my art. Into whatever houses I go for the benefit of the sick, voluntarily abstaining from acts of mischief and corruption. This is amazing. You know why? Because the recipient of our services is the person that matters. The recipient of our services is in the center of things. He is the measurement that we measure our deeds, and we should never forget this. Profession is a group of people who share three things: a common body of knowledge, so we get similar training, academic training, education, but also some people are experts by experience, so we bring our experience and we bring our knowledge there. That's number one. Then a code of ethics, that's number two, and that's what we're talking about here this morning, and a concern for our peers. This is what makes a profession. Ethics, that's the definition, is the science of right moral conduct derived from an analysis of human nature by the light of reason. It is a science of moral conduct, is the way we do things, as I already said, is an attitude that is derived from an analysis of human nature by the light of reason. But this is not an easy task. This is not easy. Why? Because we live in a world that at times seems a very confusing place to be. Things are changing drastically and very fast. And it seems to us at times that things are getting darker and darker. As the addiction field has become a well-defined clinical discipline, we're talking about addiction counselors now universally. In most countries is a recognized profession, not in all countries, but in many countries is a recognized profession. And it is urgent now more than ever for the professionals, for us involved, to be introduced to an open discussion on ethics. And I will give you just a few examples about how dark the things around us are. This is from the dark net. Do I say it correctly? Dark net? Dark internet?
Yes, dark net.
Dark net, okay, thank you. I'm half illiterate concerning all these technological things. They're selling, for example, glass pipes, and they advertise them. They're made in the USA, completely lead and additive free. Lead-free and additive-free, unlike the crap you get from the Chinese. That's a real advertisement. And also electrical bag sealers, little bags that you can put your marijuana in. But it gets worse. They sell synthetic urine so that you can pass a drug test. But to make things even better or worse, this firm that is called Clean U, what a name, also sells an accessory called the Screeny Winnie, the world's best fake penis with puss and piss technology. And the Winnie comes in 5 colors, from Nordic white to Latino brown. Reviews are generally positive. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, it sounds funny, but it is not. Really, it is not. This is the world we live in, and this is the world we practice our profession in an ethical way. In this confusing and spinning world, we have to be ethical. We have to have this attitude of doing things right. How do we do this? Who is involved? These are the 3 main actors. It is us, the professionals, the staff of the various programs. Then there are them, the service recipients. And also, we don't act in a vacuum. Okay, we don't exist in a vacuum, but we are part of the general society at large, so this is all of us. We in the World Federation of Therapeutic Communities have a code of ethics. It's one of the best, because I've been writing a code of ethics for various occasions, not only in my country, but in Europe also. I was not really directly involved with this, but this is one of the best texts I've read on ethics and addictions. I'm very proud as a member of the World Federation of Therapeutic Communities for this code. And there are 3 basic principles. Principle number 1, I'm going to read, you can read it, but I want to read it also out loud. Please, allow me. WFTC members agree to the guiding principles of the Code of Ethics as a requirement for WFTC membership. You cannot become a member of WFTC if you don't follow this code. Members agree to conduct services with the highest quality, integrity, and ethical standards of excellence. And this is all about us, the professionals. This also means that we do things that based on evidence, not on our beliefs, not on our incredible or charismatic ideas or charismatic personalities that we might have. But we do things that are evidence-based. This means research. To do research is ethical. To do research is ethical. To do things according to evidence is ethical. It's a matter of ethos, okay? The second player, the second actor. This is the second principle of our code. WFTC members strive to benefit those whom they serve and ensure that they do no harm. WFTC members safeguard the rights and welfare of the participants served. because the decisions made by WFTC members affect the lives of others, members must guard against personal, financial, social, organizational, or political factors that might lead to misuse of their decisions or actions. This has to do with the people who receive services from us. So this means that we respect human rights. There is no room for punishment, for corporal punishment, more specifically. No room for coercion. No room for abuse of any kind. The third principle, this is about the community at large, about all of us. WFTC members are aware of their professional responsibilities to the communities and organizations in which they operate. WFTC members uphold professional standards of conduct, maintain professional roles and obligations, and seek to manage conflicts of interest, the one before, please, that could result in harm. This is the democratic way of doing things. I have to emphasize this point. We are responsible to the community. We're not only responsible to our clients, to the people we serve. We are not only responsible to ourselves, but we are responsible to the community. We are accountable to the community on all levels. So, three main actors: us, the professionals, them, the service recipients, and then the community, the whole community. And now, a few not actually important issues, some areas of concern, some areas that we find problems, possible problems and conflicts, because when we talk about ethics, we really have to talk about social justice. We really have to talk about poverty. We really have to talk about the environment. But here I just put some areas that conflicts and problems might arise of an ethical nature. Drinking and other drug use. And I'm not talking about the clients only. Sometimes our colleagues or ourselves might be burned out, and we might start developing a drinking problem, for example. Then the myth of choice, the importance of referral. There is a choice, but is it really a choice? People come to us when they hit the bottom of the barrel. They come to us because they want to avoid going to prison in some countries. Okay, but also this means that we have to refer the people to the right services also. We deal with mental health issues as well, and this becomes more common by the day. And this also creates a complication. So there are ethical issues there. Financial matters, discrimination. The last years in Greece we had the rise of a Nazi party, the Golden Dawn. Europeans know about this party. Now this party is outlawed because it was considered by the highest court that it's a gang, it's not a party, it's not a political party. But we have in our therapeutic communities members of this party who are Nazis, who despise anybody who is different. Okay? I don't like these people. I really don't like these people. But I'm there to serve them. I'm there to help them. Without discrimination, right? So, okay. And then about human sexuality, there are many things that we can say, but also tomorrow we have a special panel on gender issues. So this is also an area of concern. And then confidentiality, okay? Private information, privileged communication, child abuse issues, etc. And also the evaluation of treatment success. I have seen many treatment centers, thankfully very few TCs, that they produce fake results, fake evidence. We're doing great, and the numbers are not the real numbers, okay? That's an ethical problem as well. So ethics is about the way we do things, okay? Now, to me, this is probably the most important slide, and I'm getting to the end of my presentation. According to Bissell and Royce, these are the human qualities needed to counsel chemically dependent people and their families. and they have 5 qualities. They list 5 human qualities. Professionals, therapeutic community professionals, are role models. Not should be role models, they are role models. It is unavoidable. And I'm glad to say that, especially when I meet with other colleagues in a conference like this, that really my heart leaps of joy because I meet with good people. And if you think this is too much and it is boasting, then I can change it and I can say that I meet with people who do good. That people who mean well, people who want to do good. And this is probably the most important aspect. To me, you need good persons to do this work. You can have the best education, the best training, the best experience, but if you don't have the heart, if you don't have the compassion for others, you're not for this work. You're not fit for this work. I'm sorry. Okay, so appropriate knowledge base. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, openness. And I put the Latin word magnanimous, magnanima, big heart, big soul. To have a big heart, an openness of your mind, okay? Realistic empathy, again magnanimous. Personal warmth, again magnanimous. And also a great deal of self-awareness. Know thyself, Socrates was saying. To know yourself, because in order to love somebody, and I'm talking about love as action, as a choice, not as a sentiment, a feeling or an emotion. To love somebody, you have to start with yourself. And to love yourself, you have to get to know yourself, so you have to be self-aware. The word therapy has its roots in Homer. Homer was this poet, a blind poet, who wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. Iliad, the Trojan War, the Trojan horse, beautiful Helen, you know this, right? We learned this in school, more or less. And Odyssey, the trip home, you know, of Ulysses. And therapist, therapon, didn't mean therapist. The original meaning of therapon, of therapist, is the servant of a warrior who used to take care of the warrior's weapons and was helping him to wear his armor so that he can go and fight in the battle. And to me this becomes extremely meaningful. Because this is what we are. We are therapists.